So you're thinking about moving to Charlotte, North Carolina. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you the hottest suburbs in the South Charlotte corridor, which is of course Ballentine. I'm going to show you 3 different neighborhoods priced between the 500s and 900s. So if that's you, go ahead and stick around. We're going to chop it up right now. If this is your first time to the channel, go ahead and hit subscribe and bell notifications so you can be the first to learn about the current market conditions right here in Charlotte. My name is Dean and I get calls, text messages, emails every single day from people just like you, and I absolutely love it. So whether you're thinking about making that move in 9 days or 90 days, go ahead and reach out to me, call, text, email. I'd love to help you and your family make a smooth transition right here to Charlotte. So in today, we're going to be specifically looking at Ballantine. Ballantine is probably the most well-known suburb within the entire Metro Charlotte area. It's over 2,000 acres of former farmland that was developed by the city 25 years ago. It's still growing to this day, but a lot of the subdivisions are actually completed, and there's a lot of things to do in and around. I'm actually in the Ballantine village right now. There is theaters, there is restaurants, there's bars, there's retails, and also in the Ballentine area, there's over 35 Fortune 500 companies. So it's known as a city within the city when it was developed right here in Charlotte. So one of the most popular subdivisions in all of Ballentine is Piper Glen. In fact, it's probably the most well-known subdivision. Most people will know what Piper Glen is and where it is in the Ballentine area. Now, what I really like about this subdivision is every single house is uniquely built. Unlike some of the planned communities that you see now, some of the new constructions, a lot of the houses have the same or similar elevation. It's not the case here in Piper Glen. As you can see, every single house just looks uniquely different. The developers did an absolutely phenomenal job keeping the typography of the land and building the homes based on the land. As you can see, some of the properties slope down, some of them have some incline on them, and they've built beautiful properties just based on that typography. Now, the house that we're going to be seeing today, it's actually built on a slope, so it has a walkout basement. Now, if some people are moving from out of state and are wondering, does the Charlotte area have basements? The short answer is no. The long answer is it depends. It depends if the property does actually grade downwards. They do allow walkout basements, and it's because of the soil. In the Carolinas, we have red clay soil, and it's porous and it does shift, so it does cause problems with basements that are fully underground. Walkout basements is not included in that. So I'm going to just swing around right now because I want you just to kind of see. Behind my right shoulder, you'll see the white house. Looks like a ranch house on the front. It does have 3 stories, so there's a regular main level, has an upstairs, and of course it has a full finished basement on here. Now the property around here, the entry points for prices is around the high 7s to low 800s. Now they do go up pretty quickly as well, so just depending on what you're looking for. The average price point here in Piper Glen is about 1.2, 1.3 million. This property that we're going to be looking at right now, it's 875,000. It's just over 4,000 square feet. So it puts it around $240 per square feet. Now, basements is included in that square footage. Now, I'm sure you're aware that basement square footage is not deemed the same as just regular story footage. It's actually about 60% of the value of the square footage if the basement has finished. So do keep that into consideration. HOAs are $123 here a month. And as you can see, I'm just going to swing around so you can kind of see this. It's a side loading garage. It's got a beautiful stucco finish with the white paint on there with the veneer finish there as well. So this house has been well maintained, well kept. It's been updated throughout, has all the modern finishes on here. Now the only knock I would say on this particular property, it's a corner lot, which is a pro and a con. So as you can see right here, it's a 1/4 acre, so the lot size is nice, and you don't have neighbors on one side, but you're at one of the entrance points to Piper Glen. So you get a lot of traffic. Now, even though this road that we're on right now, which is Linkside, It doesn't get any traffic pretty much at all because it's a cul-de-sac, it's a dead end. But coming through the main entrance, and I'm going to walk around and I'll swivel around here so you can actually see it. This is one of the entrances to the subdivision. So on the right-hand side up here, you will get some traffic coming around. But I'll just do a quick swing around so you can kind of see the greens at Piper Glen, which is a gated community over on that side. The subdivision continues further down. It's a pretty large subdivision. But once again, just take a look at this subdivision. These mature trees, the typography of the land that's been kept, all the houses are uniquely different. So this is really a great spot here in Charlotte. You're less than, I would say, 2 miles away from the Ballentine village. So you're a stone's throw away from really popular restaurants, retail spaces, and I kind of touched on the number of Fortune 500 companies in and around the Ballentine area. So you don't necessarily have to leave Ballentine if you want to go out and enjoy what Charlotte has to offer. But right here in this South Charlotte corridor, one of the hottest subdivisions here. All right, so I'm going to show you something a little bit different now, so just hang around. We're going to jump in right now. So one of my favorite subdivisions in all of South Charlotte is Touchstone. I just love these older communities that have the bigger lots, mature trees. And if you can hear right now just how quiet it is away. And we're just a stone's throw away from Ray Road and all the amenities in South Charlotte, Blakeney. We're real close to a Trader Joe's grocery store as well. But as you can see, the only knock on this subdivision is it doesn't actually have any sidewalks, but it's a very quiet neighborhood, so I haven't really had to dodge any cars so far. So the property that I'm going to show you right now, it's priced at right at $625,000. It was built in 1987. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house, which puts us right around $220 per square foot. Now the lot size on this is just over 1/3 of an acre. Now this subdivision does not have an HOA. So I do get clients that are looking for properties outside of governance of the HOA, and this is one that I will always highly recommend in the South Charlotte area. So there's no fee, there's no HOA monthly fee. Now the downside to that is there is no amenities in the subdivision. You do have the space, particularly in the backyard here, if you wanted to put your own pool. But if you're looking for a neighborhood that has its own pool, maybe a tennis court, something of that nature, this does not have that. So we're just over 1/3 of an acre on this, this property. So what I really like about these, like I say, is these old styles. These particular houses, because they are of 30, 40 years old at this point, they have, for the most part, all been updated, and this property is absolutely no exception. They've actually opened the floor plan. They've got a chef's kitchen down there. It's just a stunning update that they've actually done. So for $220 a square foot in this South Charlotte corridor of Ballentine with this location, it's an absolute great deal. So if this is something that you're actually looking for, I'm just going to spin around just so you can kind of see some of the other properties down on this cul-de-sac. As you can see, lots of space between your neighbors is a big plus, what I actually love doing. All right, guys, well, stick around. I'm going to go ahead and show the next property right now. So when my clients reach out to me and they're specifically looking at Ballentine and they're doing a little bit of research on their own as well, when they're actually looking for homes online, it still falls under the city of Charlotte. So if you're looking just for Ballentine, your results will be a bit limited. So I'm going to give you a quick pro tip. So Ballentine is 28277. That's the zip code for Ballentine. So when you're doing your search criteria, go ahead and tweak that, and that's going to bring up Ballentine, but the property addresses will still show as Charlotte. But right now, next on the menu, I'm in Landon Meadows subdivision. Now this subdivision, the prices, they start typically in the low 500s and go up until the mid 600s. Now in the Ballentine area, this is kind of the entry point where you'll need to be as far as getting into Ballentine at a specific price point for a single family house. Townhouses do run cheaper, of course, but for a single family house, you really need to be in the high 4s, low 5s to get in. Now this particular subdivision, it's older. It's over 35 years old. The house that we're going to be looking at today was built in 1990. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Now the square footage is 2,000 square feet. So I'm going to go ahead and swing around so you can kind of see it. It's right here behind my left shoulder. A nice thing about these houses that are slightly older, you do get more land. You'll get a little bit more acreage. Now this one's just a little bit shy of 1/4 of an acre, so it's got a nice backyard area, and it's got plenty of spaces between the neighbors for a subdivision. Now this subdivision their fees are nominal. It's just a little bit over $600 per year, which is $50 roughly a month, but you do get a community pool, and there is a tennis court in here as well, which is a nice feature. A lot of families in this subdivision, so a lot of kids, if you come into an area that you're looking for families so that your children can make friends, this is definitely an option. So I'd keep that in consideration here as well. So again, 2,000 square feet. This one's priced at $515,000, so you're looking at just over $200 roughly a square foot on there. Now this property has been updated since it was built in 1990. The finishes in there have obviously changed in the past 30 years. So this one had all new flooring, new kitchen cabinets, quartz countertops, etc. So the bathrooms has been updated as well. And that's fairly common in a neighborhood of this age. Even though it's not what I would personally consider an old historic home, a lot of the styles, the floor plans have changed in the past 30 plus years. So you're going to see the start really of more of an open floor plan. It won't be more as modern as they are typically today. Most floor plans now in this price point in the 5s to 600s, they don't even have dining rooms anymore. People's standards and style of living, should I say, has changed. It's more of an open concept where people do most of their gathering around the kitchen area. So they'll have what we call a dining area, which is an open area that's attached to the family living room. So again, this neighborhood is zoned for some really good schools here in Ballentine. They are graded high on niche.com. Audrey Kell is the high school around here. All right, so once again, guys, thank you so much for watching this channel and this video. I sincerely hope that it brought value to you. And if you are thinking about making a move here to Charlotte, whether it's in 9 days or 90 days, go ahead, reach out to me. I would love to be your agent of choice. And until the next time, thanks for watching and God bless.